Have you ever been struck by the overwhelming question, what am I doing with my life? This feeling of being adrift is not a sign of failure. It is a fundamental human experience, an internal signal that you are ready for a new phase of growth. This sense of being lost is not a destination. It is a starting point. Introduction and value proposition. Today we address the feeling of being directionless. This guidance is for anyone who feels stuck, unfulfilled, or uncertain. Whether in a career that no longer resonates or questioning your personal path, this video provides a structured approach to navigating these feelings. We will explore the psychology behind why we feel lost and walk through 6 practical, science-backed techniques you can use to build a life of meaning and direction, starting today. The why, understanding the feeling of being lost. In psychology, a sense of purpose is an overarching intention to accomplish something that is both personally meaningful and contributes to the world beyond oneself. Research links a strong sense of purpose to greater life satisfaction, resilience, and even better physical health. When we feel lost, it is often due to a misalignment between our daily actions and these deep-seated inner values. From a neuroscientific perspective, a lack of purpose can understimulate the brain's motivational circuits, which are driven by the neurotransmitter dopamine. When you pursue meaningful goals, dopamine fuels your drive. Without clear goals, this system can become underactive, leading to feelings of apathy and low motivation. Furthermore, the prefrontal cortex, your brain's planning center, lacks a clear directive, contributing to a sense of being mentally adrift. Let's demystify some common misconceptions about purpose. Myth: purpose is a single, grand calling. Reality: purpose is often multifaceted, found in career, family, and community, and it evolves throughout your life. Myth: you must find your purpose. Reality: purpose is not found. It is actively built through self-exploration, experimentation, and intentional choices. Myth: purpose must be tied to your career. Reality: while a job can provide purpose, you can also find deep meaning in volunteering, creative pursuits, or relationships outside of work. Actionable solutions and strategies. Now we will transition from understanding the why to exploring the how. Here are 6 structured, actionable techniques to help you begin building your sense of purpose. I recommend having a journal or notebook to work through these exercises with care and attention. Technique 1. Conduct a life audit through values clarification. What it is. Values clarification is a systematic process of identifying your core principles, the fundamental beliefs that you deem most important for a well-lived life. These values serve as the foundation for your identity and integrity. This technique is a central component of acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, a well-established therapeutic model designed to help individuals live rich, full, and meaningful lives. The scientific principle. Living in alignment with your values leads to a state of authenticity and psychological well-being. This alignment activates intrinsic motivation, the desire to perform an activity for its inherent satisfaction. When you are intrinsically motivated, your actions feel more effortless and fulfilling, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances your sense of purpose and reduces feelings of internal conflict. How to do it is generate a comprehensive list. Begin by brainstorming a long list of potential values. Do not filter or judge at this stage. Consider words like autonomy, connection, compassion, creativity, growth, health, honesty, justice, knowledge, security, spirituality, stability, adventure, humility, service, authenticity, fairness, and discipline. Aim for at least 30 to 40 words. You can find comprehensive lists online by searching for Core Values List. Categorize and theme. Review your list and start grouping similar values. For example, our growth, knowledge, and learning might fall under a theme of personal development. Fairness, justice, and honesty could be grouped as integrity. This helps to distill your broad list into core concepts. Forced choice prioritization. From your themed groups, select the top 10 values that feel most essential. Now engage in a forced choice exercise. Imagine you are building your ideal life. but you can only use 5 of these values as your guiding principles. Which 5 would you choose? This can be difficult, but it forces you to clarify what is truly non-negotiable for you. These are your core values. Define and describe. For each of your 5 core values, write a detailed paragraph explaining what it means to you in practical behavioral terms. For example, if you chose connection, you might write, "To me, connection means nurturing deep, supportive relationships where I can be my authentic self. It involves active listening without judgment, showing up for others in times of need, and prioritizing quality, undistracted time with loved ones over superficial interactions. It also means feeling connected to my community." Assess your current alignment. Create a simple chart. List your 5 core values in one column. In the next column, rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how well your actions over the past month have aligned with that value. In a third column, brainstorm one small concrete action you could take this week to increase that alignment score by just 1 point. For example, if creativity is a 3, your action might be spend 15 minutes sketching before work. Pro tip: your emotions are valuable data. Feelings of anger, frustration, or resentment are often signals that one of your core values is being violated or suppressed. Conversely, feelings of joy, pride, and deep satisfaction are indicators that you are living in alignment with your values. Pay close attention to these emotional signals. Technique 2, the Odyssey Plan, prototyping your future lives. What it is created by Stanford University design professors Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. The Odyssey Plan is an exercise that applies design thinking to life planning. It involves sketching out 3 distinct and viable 5-year plans. The goal is to deconstruct the myth that there is only one right life for you and to embrace a more curious, exploratory mindset. The scientific principle. This method uses the principle of ideation to generate multiple prototypes, the 3 plans. This engages divergent thinking, which breaks down cognitive fixation, the state of being stuck on a single solution. This process lowers the anxiety associated with making the perfect choice and instead encourages curiosity and a bias toward action. It reframes life planning from a problem to be solved to an adventure to be designed. How to do it. Plan 1. Your current path. This plan is an extrapolation of your existing life. If you continue on your current trajectory without major changes, what does your life look like in 5 years? Be specific about your career advancements, financial status, relationships, health, and personal growth. Plan 2. The alternative path. Imagine your current career field or primary life path suddenly vanishes. What would you do instead? This plan forces you to explore a pivot. What other skills or interests have you cultivated? What have you always been curious about but never pursued? This could be a completely different career or a radical shift in lifestyle, like starting a small business or working for a nonprofit. Plan 3, the unrestricted path. In this version, you disregard all constraints of money and societal judgment. If you had unlimited resources and knew you could not fail or be judged, what would your life look like in 5 years? This is the space to explore your wildest dreams, becoming an artist, living nomadically, starting a foundation. Let your imagination run free. For each of the 3 plans, create a detailed dashboard, a visual timeline. Sketch out the 5 years, noting key milestones, transitions, and experiences for each year. A 6-word title. Give each plan a catchy title that captures its essence, e.g., Corporate Ladder to Leadership, or From Coder to Coffee Farmer. Key questions. What are the primary questions and assumptions this plan is testing? E.g., can I find fulfillment in a creative field? Or is financial security my top priority over autonomy? Resource and confidence. Gauge. Rate your current resources, money, skills, connections, and your level of confidence for each plan on a scale of 1 to 5. This helps ground your ideas in reality without limiting them. Pro tip. After completing your 3 plans, share them with a small group of trusted friends or a mentor. Frame it not as asking for advice, but as sharing your ideas. Ask them what they find interesting, exciting, or thought-provoking about each plan. This external perspective can reveal insights and energy you may have missed. Technique 3. Engage in informational interviews. What it is: an informational interview is a focused 20 to 30-minute conversation with someone working in a field or living a lifestyle that you find interesting. The primary goal is not to ask for a job, but to gather qualitative data, stories, insights, and advice. The scientific principle. This technique leverages the power of social learning and vicarious experience. Our brains are equipped with mirror neurons that allow us to understand and learn from the experiences of others. Hearing someone's personal story, their challenges, triumphs, and daily realities provides a much richer and more realistic data set than an online article. It helps to demystify abstract possibilities and make them feel tangible. How to do it: identify potential contacts. Based on your Odyssey plans and values exercise, brainstorm a list of roles, industries, or lifestyles you are curious about. Use professional networking sites, alumni databases, or your personal network to find people in these areas. Craft a respectful outreach message. Subject: informational interview request. Question about your journey. Body: dear name. My name is your name, and I came across your profile on platform. I was particularly impressed by your work in their field, especially mention a specific project or aspect. I am currently in a phase of career exploration and am very interested in learning more about the realities of being in their role. Would you be open to a brief 20-minute virtual coffee chat in the coming weeks to share some of your insights? I am keen to learn from your experience. Prepare strategic questions. Avoid generic questions. Focus on their lived experience. Could you walk me through a typical week in your role, including the best and worst parts? What are the most challenging aspects of your work that aren't obvious from the outside? What gives you the greatest sense of meaning or purpose in what you do? What skills or qualities do you believe are most essential for not just success, but long-term fulfillment in this field? If you could go back to the beginning of your career, what advice would you give your younger self? Listen actively and follow up. During the conversation, your primary role is to listen. Be curious and engaged. Afterward, send a thank you note within 24 hours, referencing a specific piece of advice you found valuable. Pro tip: don't just focus on senior leaders. Interview individuals at various stages of their careers, someone 2 years in, 5 years in, and 20 years in, to get a more balanced perspective on the growth trajectory and early career challenges. Technique 4. Re-authoring your story through narrative journaling. What it is: this exercise is adapted from narrative therapy, which helps people separate from their problems by viewing their lives as stories that can be rewritten. Re-authoring involves consciously identifying and amplifying alternative storylines that contradict the dominant problem story, e.g., I am lost and purposeless. The scientific principle. Our brain constructs our sense of self through narrative. The stories we tell ourselves about our past, present, and future literally shape our identity and perceived reality. By intentionally focusing on past experiences of competence, meaning, and resilience, you can build a new, more empowering self-narrative. This process strengthens neural pathways associated with self-efficacy and agency. How to do it: identify a spark of purpose. Story. Search your memory for a specific time you felt engaged and alive. This does not have to be a major achievement. It could be helping a friend solve a complex problem, completing a challenging project, learning a new skill, or a moment of deep connection. Document the experience in detail. Write out this story in the third person, e.g., he was tasked with. This narrative distance helps you see your strengths more objectively. Describe the setting, the challenge, the actions you took, and the outcome. Deconstruct for strengths and values. Reread the story and highlight the skills and personal qualities you demonstrated. Did you show perseverance, empathy, creativity, problem solving? Then identify which of your core values were being honored. Identify unique outcomes. A key concept in narrative therapy is the unique outcome. These are any moments, thoughts, or actions that stand in contrast to your problem story. Journal about these exceptions. Maybe it was a week where you felt motivated, or a day you felt clear about your priorities. What was different about those times? What personal resources did you draw upon? Reauthor your present. Based on your analysis, write a new headline for your current life chapter. Instead of, I am lost, it might be, I am in a period of exploration and rediscovery, or I am learning to align my life with my value of creativity. Pro tip, create a success and fulfillment jar. Every time you have an experience, no matter how small, that makes you feel purposeful or proud, write it on a slip of paper and put it in the jar. When you are feeling lost, pull out a few slips and read them to remind yourself of your capabilities and past moments of clarity. Technique 5, the Ikigai framework. What it is. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that translates to a reason for being. It represents the convergence of 4 primary elements. Finding your Ikigai is seen as a path to a fulfilling life purpose, the scientific principle. This framework provides a holistic model for self-reflection that balances internal desires with external realities. It integrates passion, vocation, profession, and mission. By systematically considering each domain in its intersections, you create a more robust and sustainable vision for your life, preventing the burnout that can come from pursuing passion without practicality or a profession without meaning. How to do it: draw 4 large overlapping circles. Label them Circle 1, what you love. List everything you enjoy doing, your hobbies, interests, and passions. What activities make you lose track of time? Circle 2, what you are good at. List your skills, talents, and strengths, both hard, coding, speaking a language, and soft, communicating, empathizing. Circle 3, what the world needs. Think about the problems you want to solve. What causes do you care about? What needs do you see in your community or the world? Circle 4, what you can be paid for. List the skills and services that have market value. What are people willing to pay for? Explore the intersections. An intersection of what you love and what you are good at is your passion. Intersection of what you are good at and what you can be paid for is your profession. Intersection of what you can be paid for and what the world needs is your vocation. Intersection of what the world needs and what you love is your mission. Your Ikigai lies at the intersection of all 4. This is where your personal passions and talents align with a need in the world for which you can be compensated. Pro tip, don't pressure yourself to find the perfect Ikigai immediately. Use this as a map. You might identify that you need to develop more skills in an area you love, or find a way to connect what you're good at to what the world needs. It is an iterative process of discovery. Technique 6, the 2-minute rule for building momentum. What it is. Popularized by author James Clear, the 2-minute rule is a strategy for overcoming the inertia that accompanies feeling lost. Any new habit you want to start should be scaled down to a version that takes less than 2 minutes to complete. The scientific principle. The biggest barrier to starting a new behavior is the initial activation energy required. Our brains are wired to conserve energy and resist difficult changes. By making the initial action incredibly easy, you bypass this resistance. The goal is not to achieve a result in 2 minutes, but to master the art of showing up. Each time you perform the habit, you cast a vote for your new identity and reinforce the neural pathways for that behavior. How to do it: identify a gateway habit. Choose one area you want to focus on based on the previous exercises. Downscale to 2 minutes. Explore a new career becomes spend 2 minutes searching for one informational interview contact. Write a book becomes write one sentence. Learn to meditate becomes sit and focus on my breath for 1 minute. Practice habit stacking. Anchor your new 2-minute habit to an established routine. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will open my journal and write one sentence about my values. This uses the momentum of the old habit to trigger the new one. Pro tip: focus on the identity you are building. The goal isn't just to read one page. The goal is to become a reader. The goal isn't just to meditate for 1 minute. The goal is to become a mindful person. The 2-minute action is the first step in embodying that new identity. Bonus tip: Cultivating clarity through body and mind. Your physical state profoundly influences your mental clarity. Support your self-exploration with these practices. Mindfulness. Practice sitting quietly for a few minutes each day, focusing only on the sensation of your breath. When your mind wanders, gently guide it back. This calms the nervous system and creates mental space for insight. Physical activity. Regular exercise boosts mood-enhancing endorphins and BDNF, a protein that supports brain health. A brisk walk can clear mental fog and reduce stress. Nutrition. Your gut and brain are connected. A diet rich in whole foods supports a healthy gut microbiome, which is crucial for producing neurotransmitters like serotonin. A well-nourished brain is better equipped for the work of self-discovery. Do's and don'ts. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. This journey is not linear. Embrace curiosity. Replace the pressure of "I need to find the answer" with the gentle curiosity of "I wonder what I could learn here." Start with small experiments. Test your hypotheses with low-risk experiments, e.g., take a weekend workshop, volunteer for a few hours. Prioritize self-reflection. Schedule regular, non-negotiable time for journaling, meditation, or quiet thinking. Focus on contribution. Shift your focus from "what can I get" to "what can I give." Even small acts of service can generate a powerful sense of purpose. Don't engage in social comparison. Your path is your own. Comparing your messy, real-life journey to curated online highlights is a recipe for dissatisfaction. Wait for an epiphany. Purpose is not a lightning strike. It is the slow, steady accumulation of meaningful choices. Fall into analysis paralysis. It is better to take a small, imperfect step than to remain stuck trying to find the perfect step. Action creates clarity. Mistake a job title for an identity. You are a multifaceted human being, not just your profession. Isolate yourself. Feeling lost can make you want to withdraw, but connection is a vital source of resilience and perspective. Information on professional treatment. While these techniques are powerful, persistent feelings of emptiness and hopelessness can be symptoms of clinical depression. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. A therapist can help you identify and restructure core negative beliefs, e.g., "I will never find my path," that keep you stuck. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. An ACT therapist will guide you through values clarification and help you commit to actions that align with those values, even with difficult thoughts and feelings present. Logotherapy. Developed by Viktor Frankl, this therapy is specifically focused on the pursuit of meaning, helping individuals find purpose even in the face of suffering. Psychodynamic therapy. This approach can help you explore how past experiences and unconscious patterns might be influencing your current feelings of being blocked. In consultation with a medical doctor, medication such as SSRIs may be recommended. These can regulate neurotransmitters involved in mood, alleviating depressive symptoms, and providing the stability needed to engage in the therapeutic work of finding purpose. Precautions and potential dangers. A chronic lack of purpose is a significant risk factor for poorer mental and physical health, including a higher risk of depression, cognitive decline, and cardiovascular issues. Differentiate between a phase of feeling lost and clinical depression. If you experience persistent low mood, loss of interest in activities, changes in sleep or appetite, and feelings of worthlessness for more than 2 weeks, please seek professional help. How to make it a sustainable habit. Schedule it. Block out time in your calendar for these exercises. Create a ritual. Pair the habit with something pleasant, like a cup of tea. Review and adjust. Check in with your values and plans quarterly. Find an accountability partner. Share your journey with a trusted friend. Focus on consistency. Small, daily actions are more powerful than infrequent, large ones. Conclusion. Feeling like you don't know what to do with your life is not a final judgment on your worth. It is a profound and valuable signal that you are ready to live more consciously and authentically. We have covered the science behind this feeling and walked through structured techniques you can use as a map and a compass. clarifying your values, prototyping your futures, learning from others, reauthoring your narrative, using the Ikigai framework, and building momentum with small habits.